So how many people here remember the smart meter project? Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about smart meters tonight from a communications point of view. So this was a $1 billion project to replace the meters. Those are the things on the side of the house that measure how much electricity you use. We had old analog meters and we were replacing all of them around the province with this new style modern meter that would communicate remotely using radio signals, kind of like Wi-Fi. Had all sorts of benefits for us. It would reduce electricity theft. It would give consumers access to their own information in almost real time. It would eliminate the need for us to send manual meter readers out all over the place, reading your meter, eliminate the need for estimating your bills. It would give us instant outage notifications. It had all sorts of benefits. And we had to replace 1.9 million of them. I mean, how hard could that be, right? So we had critics, we had opponents, of course we did. People skeptical of the business case, we had conspiracy theorists, we had people who thought they were catching fire, we had people who thought the meters would emit radiation and kill them, that we were killing them or killing bees or killing both. My favorite, though, was the guy who was absolutely convinced that we would use the meters to pull PIN numbers right out of their head, right? It hasn't worked yet. I keep trying, but it hasn't worked yet. And nothing really impacted our reputation, though. Nothing. Our reputation numbers were solid. Support for the project was solid until winter came. And in winter, bills go up, right? But we started to get customers calling us saying, I just got a smart meter and my bill is higher. And they started going to the media saying, I got a smart meter and my bill is way up. We had customers saying their bill had gone up 60%, 65%. We had one guy who said his bill had doubled to $885 in 1 month after his smart meter was installed. Now, when we checked, none of these claims ever held up, ever. Not a single one held up. The guy with the $885 bill, we checked. The year before, he had a $1,000 bill, way before his smart meter was installed. But by then, the media wasn't interested. They weren't interested in correcting those kind of stories. They would move on. It wasn't part of the narrative that was being built at that time. But then the coverage really intensified when the local tabloid decided that this was going to be a story that they were pursuing. And they ran 3 consecutive front page Sunday stories about faulty meters and astronomical bill increases. And then the media bandwagon, well, it just got out of control. We had talk radio on top of us, every media outlet on top of us, online ranting. We had protests. We had death threats. People on Salt Spring Island set up a watch to prevent any hydro trucks from leaving a ferry. I mean, it was intense. It was intense. And of course, we had all the doubters and second guessers about our strategy. There were rumors that the project would be put on hold, that it would be canceled like it was in so many other jurisdictions when it was put under pressure. But our small but mighty smart meter communications team, they stood up, they stood their ground, and they did the right thing. We doubled down on the facts. First of all, we kept putting the facts out there. We kept correcting the facts. We brought in all sorts of experts. We brought in the fire chiefs to examine whether or not there were any fire problems. We brought in the health authorities to examine health effects. We brought in the safety authority to check electrical wiring. We brought in Measurement Canada to confirm and verify the accuracy of meters. In fact, we told people if they were concerned about the accuracy of their meters, they could send it to an independent lab. 700 people were so convinced that their meter was wrong, that they paid to send their meter to an independent lab. Every single one of those meters was confirmed as accurate. Every single one. Now, our media team and our communications team, they took on every media request, and they took the brunt of it. Every single media request. They fulfilled every interview request. They took on customer complaints. They briefed mayors. They briefed councils. They did everything they possibly could. And we got through it. We got through it, and our numbers rebounded. After a little while, it returned to normal levels. Support for the project went back up. And the project was completed on time and under budget, and it was completed faster than any other utility had done it in North America. And that was because our small but mighty smart meter communication team stayed true to their values. They stayed strong and they stayed true to their values through it all. So I just want to say here's to that team who took on 3 a.m. media interviews. Here's to teams that take the high road and stick to their principles. Here's to the team that stands up to fear-mongering and mistruth. And I just want to say here's to that team that showed courage and dedication to face some of the toughest media coverage I've ever seen. Those guys are my superheroes. Thank you.